always in range and never afraid to take the big shot.
Carsen Edwards. Oh, my goodness. Hammer time.
Purdue great Carsen Edwards joins our all-decade team. A Houston native who first dreamed of football glory, Edwards eventually realized it was on the hardwood, not the gridiron, where his athletic future held the most promise.
Playing football in Texas, I believe that's something that you learn quick, that you can't be soft in football, and then it just translates to basketball. You can't be soft there either. You got to be tough.
After averaging just over 10 points as a freshman, Edwards' sophomore season showcased his scoring potential. Edwards averaged 22 points per game over the season's final 2 months, highlighted by the offensive explosion of February 22nd, 2018.
Big, strong, with the left.
Edwards would match that career-high 40-point outing early in his junior year during a loss to his home state Texas Longhorns. Yet Edwards' Purdue legacy would truly be made during that year's NCAA tournament. Edwards scored nearly 100 points in the Boilers' first 3 tourney games, and yet the best was still to come in the Elite Eight. Despite the heartbreaking overtime result, Edwards' individual effort, including 10 made three-pointers, is widely considered one of the greatest shooting performances in NCAA tournament history. Carsen Edwards, a member of our all-decade second.
You couldn't have this list without Wisconsin's Ethan Happ.
Happ's alone! And here comes Madison to the court.
He was too good in too many ways for too many years. In fact, he might have had the best decade statistically of anyone in the Big Ten.
Wisconsin torture is death by 1,000 Ethans.
No, Ethan, I don't want to see you again the rest of my life.
Not a single Big Ten player the entire decade scored more points than he did. He was the second leading rebounder this decade, had the second most double-doubles the past 10 years, and was third in the league in steals in that span.
So they get the timeout, Grant.
Very much so. Happ off the steal.
His quote-unquote worst season was his first, yet he averaged 12 points and 8 rebounds a game and was the league's freshman of the year. How did he get that good that quickly? Because his redshirt season, he went up in practice against Frank Kaminsky every day.
Ethan would be there going after him in practice just like a pest, and it would really bother Frank.
He stayed 4 years in Madison and started all 139 games. And in just about all of them, Ethan was the clear star. Yet he always kept things about the team.
I was watching Frank and Trey Jackson and D.A. Dukin and Josh Gosser do their senior day here. And I was getting emotional at that even.
And beyond just the amazing numbers he accumulated, he made 3 NCAA tournaments and 2 Sweet 16s. That's why our panel put Ethan Happ as a second-team All-Decade member.
Oladipo, the steal, spinning baseline.
Beautifully done.
Victor Oladipo's recruiting profile didn't scream superstar in the making when he committed to Indiana. Sure, he played at one of the legendary high school programs of all time, Maryland's DeMatha Catholic, but the major online services viewed him as a 3-star recruit, not even among the top 100 prospects in his class. After coming off the bench as a freshman, Oladipo emerged as a sophomore.
Oladipo's impact goes way beyond the stat sheet on a nightly basis. He is on a run out with the 360.
Averaging in double figures, becoming Indiana's best defender, and showing off occasional bursts of eye-popping athleticism. It all came together for Oladipo during a remarkable junior season.
Clement has it knocked away from midcourt.
Oh!
Oladipo!
Oladipo had some of his biggest moments in the spotlight game.
Another look ahead, this time Oladipo!
Oladipo's season ended with a ton of accolades. Big Ten and National Defensive Player of the Year, First Team All-American, and Sporting News National Player of the Year. He left Indiana after his junior season, was chosen number 2 in the NBA draft, and has gone on to an all-star career. Victor Oladipo, second team all-decade in the eyes of our BTN panel.
Kraft inside. Sullinger, turnaround jumper, up and in. It's the ball game. Jared Sullinger.
Big things were expected of Jared Sullinger when he arrived at Ohio State in 2010.
Into the hands of Kraft, penetrates to the glass, floats up the one-hander that doesn't go, but coming down the lane to finish with the slam on the tip is Jared Sullinger.
And the number 2 player nationally in his high school class did not disappoint. The brother of former Buckeye J.J. Sullinger was part of a heralded group of freshmen.
The foul line in the lane. Sullinger open for a dunk coming down the left side.
What a pick and roll.
Sullinger didn't waste any time making his impact felt. He posted double-doubles in his first 2 college games.
And in the lane, Sullinger dunks it right at the rim.
With stars like John Diebler, William Buford, and David Lighty alongside, the Bucks started 24-0 and spent 7 weeks at number 1. Sullinger averaged a double-double and was a consensus All-American.
We are joined now by Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Jared Sullinger. Jared, I imagine this did not come as a huge surprise to you to win this award.
Off the charts. I didn't expect me to really play basketball like this.
He had another outstanding season as a sophomore, once again earning All-American honors and leading the Buckeyes to the Final Four. And it wasn't just about the numbers, with his coach, Thad Matta, observing he makes the guys around him better. Jared Sullinger, a 2-time first-team All-Big Ten pick.
Drives it into lane, gives it left baseline. Ravenel under to Sullinger, dunks it right to the rim.
Now that is called team.
And a second-teamer on our Big Ten Team of the Decade.
From the headband to the teardrop to the gut-wrenching backstory, few players are more identifiable than our next all-decade selection, Michigan State's Cassius Winston.
Winston with the assist on the three-pointer by Aaron Harris.
Winston began his college career in modest fashion, averaging 7 points and 5 assists per game as a freshman before earning third-team All-League honors after his sophomore season. The next year, Cassius would become a household name.
What was going through your mind knowing that you had to be the guy to lead this team back from that deficit?
Just keeping my poise, and keeping my confidence. I know I'm gonna make plays. I know my teammates got my back. As long as I don't play feeling like the world's on my shoulders, everything's gonna be okay.
Winston led MSU to the 2019 Final Four, thanks to an historic Elite 8 upset of top seed Duke. His senior season was set up to be one for the ages until November 9th, 2019, and an unimaginable family tragedy.
Winston, how about that? First shot up, and it goes down to make it 6-2 Spartans.
And you talk about a program that's been through some adversity. If there's any program Michigan State can handle this.
Winston's resolve grew stronger with each passing game. He put together a career scoring night against arch-rival Michigan in early January.
It was one of the greater performances that this building has seen.
2 weeks later, Winston would make Big Ten history.
1 assist from becoming the all-time assist leader in Big Ten history. There it is!
Winston would finish his Michigan State career as a Big Ten record holder, a 2-time All-American, and perhaps most importantly to this Detroit native, a Spartan legend. Cassius Winston, an all-decade second-team selection.